Hello, my most wonderful, awesome, amazing, handsome, beautiful Kindred Souls. Welcome to the next step along our spiritual journey. Do you all remember little Annie here? My little troublemaker is obviously joining us today. Hi. Hi, sweetie pie. So hopefully he doesn't cause us too much trouble. So it's time for me to draw the cards for next week's daily angel reminders, and while I'm at it, pull an extra card or two just to see what the angels say overall about us heading into this next week and what they need us to know. So I thought we could I thought I would use these fairy oracle for our daily angel reminders coming up, and then I'll pull a couple of these angel tarot to just get that overall theme and message for heading into the next week. This is a timeless reading, so this would apply anytime, whether you're joining me for the original video where I post the reminders during the next week, or if you find this video like years down the road, it still will apply to you as long as it resonates. So it is a collective reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. What would be more fun? It's taken me a while to get back to all of this, and I'm really excited about it. Been working super hard on my website, where I am getting everything ready to offer the email readings that I've had for a while, but also adding in more live services, and also creating some activations, which I think would be a lot of fun and very helpful. Activations are just like when I do like an energy healing and clearing, and then call in some of the angels to start activating or getting things started. Like there's the divine love activation that also has a card reading to go with it, and the card reading also helps kind of jumpstart that activation and that work. I'll have an inner child activation and health and healing activation. So currently working on those. It's taking a while. It takes a very long time to build a website and add all of this stuff in, but I do have most of the angel card email readings available, and also the rest of the website is just a work in progress. So if you head over there and see any glitches, would you please let me know so I can fix them? Anyway, it's good to be back and not working on the website. I've missed this a lot. So I hope everybody's doing well. Let's go ahead and start with the overall. Let's see, angels, what do you have, or what do you want us to know as we head into this week, the kind of overall energy that we are heading into? And as always, I did my beloved meditation before this to help connect and call in the angels. All right. And we already have a first card. So what we have is the Magician. So, and on this card, it says, you are ready. You have the resources or the ability to manifest them. Life is magical. Oh, you have the... I was like, to manifest what? It's you have the resources that you need for the path that you're on, or you have the ability to manifest, because the Magician card is about having everything you already need. It's already within you. It's already a part of you. You just need to kind of believe in yourself and trust yourself and tap into your authentic self, tap into your abilities and gifts. Shadow side might come up that's trying to reveal it to you, some old talents or gifts or skills that you may have had that the world has told you, that's a dream, let that go, that's not the way the world works, but those those talents and that creativity we have that we tend to bury. That's what the Magician card would be calling you to tap into, your magic, your abilities, the true authentic you that came here to accomplish your mission. So we have our daily angel reminders, or what will help us each day as we head into this energy to tap into that. What gifts may you have forgotten? What gifts are you afraid to use? What gifts have you, anything come to your mind recently that you've been wanting to do that you haven't really been doing for whatever reason? Either you think that you're not good enough to do it, or it's just not the way life was taking you, or your ego and the world and all of that has just kind of told you that it's not. What's hiding in there that you can tap into to accomplish your dreams? Whatever it is you're working on right now, there's something that you're thinking about that you want to accomplish, you're trying to manifest. It could be to do with health. It could be to do with attracting love into your life, money, prosperity, making a business happen, writing a book, who knows, anything, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, something big, that's a dream that you may not feel like you're capable of doing. That's what the angels are saying, is you have everything you need to be able to do it. You already have, and what you don't have, you can manifest it. And it's just by that knowing and that believing in yourself. So let's see, angels, what as we go. I'm going to do 5 cards, and I will just talk about beginning, middle, end of the week, the energy that we're looking at, and then the little reminders will come out to just be those kind of guiding steps and reminders to help us tap into this energy and start realizing just how magical and powerful you actually are. Because that's what this is about. Kind of been getting that sense quite a bit lately about a lot of manifestations starting to happen. We've kind of, I think, gone through a bit of a lull recently. And it feels like things are starting to take hold and starting to manifest, and see the progress that you've been really working towards recently. Things are going to start manifesting and showing you that, in fact, this work that you've been doing is paying off. Hopefully, I have done a couple readings last couple of weeks. They're written. I have them in the blog, and they're really about, believing in yourself, tapping into, that deep shadow work, remembering who you are, and, learning to love and accept yourself. So if you've been doing that work, that's what I mean. I feel like we're kind of shifting into the movement of that energy, and things are going to start manifesting and paying off, appearing, showing, that kind of stuff. So I'll go ahead and show you the cards. The first one is Temptation. Second one is Moderation. Fairies are a great energy to help with manifestation and finding our joy even when things may be difficult. That is Motivation. Then we have Stargazing. And finally, Transformation. So overall, we know the week is really about tapping into our gifts, learning about our gifts, remembering our gifts and what we're capable of doing, and being open to manifesting and creating what's in our heart, not being afraid to go down that road anymore. If maybe in the past you have been afraid to go down that road, just remembering that life is magical and things have a way of working out. And if you are, believing in yourself, having faith in yourself and your dreams and what you want to do, you're gonna find that, like the card said, the resources that you need, or the kind of people that are going to be more supportive of that dream, of that goal, of what you're doing. You're going to start manifesting and attracting those people into your life as well that are going to support what you're doing and the road you're going, and what is important to you. There comes a time that we kind of have to let go of kind of the lies that we've been told, or that we've had to come up with in order to survive a past, because most of us, being highly sensitive spiritual beings, have a past of trauma, or dysfunctional families, abuse, crises that we've been through, that we've really had to create a border around us, a wall around us. And I actually have plans for a video about how that kind of energy works and how we can manifest. It's not your vibrations that are low, right? You are who you are. You are a being of love. You are a being of light. And your vibrations don't really go up and down like they say. It's not that there's something wrong with you when you're depressed and your vibrations go down. It's just more the energy that's around you. So, everything you're meant to have, everything you're meant to do is always on its way to you. It's always trying to get to you. It's what you're meant to have. It's your purpose. It's why you're here. So no doubt it's trying to get to you, through that law of attraction and all of that stuff. But all of those beliefs, those worries, those fears, those thoughts that we have, those are what's putting out an energy that's kind of blocking what you want from getting to you. And that's definitely a video. I have a full video idea to talk to you about that. So we'll save the rest of that. But just know that, you're not trying to change yourself. You're not trying to fix yourself. It's just, life and what's built up around you. You just gotta see it for what it is and start to take it down. And that's a really feeling very strongly that that's what it's about. Just realizing how magical life is, how magical you are, and letting all those old beliefs and fears and stuff go so that what you're meant to manifest can actually come to you. It's already trying to come. It's already there. It's already there. You just have to create the path for it to come. So at the beginning of the week, we're going to find this energy of, being in kind of denial. A sort of denial about your abilities, about who you are, about what you're capable of doing, right? You feel doubt, and it might become tempting to give up. Maybe give up on the progress that you've been working towards, right? It may be very tempting to just give up and go back to maybe old ways. It's just, it could be easier just to be like, I've been trying, it's not working, and wouldn't it be nice and comfortable if I could just go back? And the angels are definitely saying, try not to give in to that temptation. That's a false feeling of just kind of being tired. You're not seeing the results yet that you want to see. That doesn't mean that they're not coming. Don't give up. It's kind of like the dark before the dawn, or the seed is growing, and right before it's about to break the surface, are you going to turn around and miss it? Stay with it. Stay with it. Try not to go back to any of those unhealthy habits or patterns or the work that you've already done to let go of the past that hasn't served you, right? Don't go back to that. Try to, you might feel a bit of guilt also. Yeah, some guilt about the progress that you're making and moving forward and what you've let go of. Some guilty feelings might come up around that. Once again, that's that ego. It's just kind of the process of having to face the more difficult things, healing, as you heal and as you grow, new things come. We just face them deal with them, breathe through them, and then they go away. So just at the beginning of the week, just take everything in moderation. That's the second card we had, moderation. So, but that goes with everything, what you're eating, what you're doing, the choices that you're making. Just take everything in moderation. And when those thoughts come in and those feelings come in, take those in moderation too. Just reminding yourself of what you're doing, what your goal is, what you're headed for, and that this reading that you're watching right now, the angels are telling you that you are manifesting, you're going in the right direction, you're doing the right stuff. So don't let those thoughts tempt you to give up or go back to something else, or make you think that going back is actually the better option. It's not. You're on the right path. You're doing good. And as we move into the middle of the week, it's going to be time to start taking some action. If you feel inspired to do something, to act on those, those skills, those talents, or any of that stuff that you may have left in the past or forgotten about, you feel inspired to act on that, now's the time to do it. Towards the middle of the week, if you feel that inspiration, just jump on that train and ride it and see what happens. Just see what happens. What gifts, you're going to, it's time to stop thinking about it and wishing for it, and time to start doing it. It's time to just believe in yourself and know you can do this. And the only way you can truly fail, right, is by not trying at all. So try it, do it. For example, what I'm thinking is, if you're thinking about writing a book, but you're just not sure that you're a good enough writer, or that you're going to have the resources to be able to do it, or, that you'll be able to think of enough stuff to fill up an entire book. Don't let those overcome you. Take all of those kinds of thoughts and feelings in moderation. If you feel that inspiration to start doing it, do it. The time is now. The angels are saying, do it now. Stop waiting. Stop hesitating. And do it so that you can feel just how powerful you actually are and what your abilities actually are. You don't know if you don't experience them, right? So time to do that. When in doubt, if you're not sure which direction to go, or how to actually implement these thoughts and ideas that you have, look to, this card is Stargazing. So it's kind of like look to the stars, but it's also look to your angels. Listen to your intuition. Listen to your intuition. See, on this card, we've got the fairy standing in the moonlight with the water, and she's just kind of, listening. You can't really see a lot because it's dark, so she's just kind of listening for what comes up, like what is spirit saying to her, what is her intuition saying to her, what is this internal guidance telling her, because we've done a lot of work. You've done a lot of work to move away from that ego-driven, fear-based existence. You've done a lot of work. You've let a lot of stuff go. You've faced a lot of shadows. You've done a lot of work, and now is time to trust and really listen and follow what's coming from inside. You're not dependent on that outside world anymore because of the work that you've done. So you can go ahead and, trust your internal world. Trust your feelings. Trust all of the gifts that you have, even if it means, being psychic, being clairvoyant, or any of that kind of stuff. Trust those gifts that you have. Trust in them, and trust yourself to know the next step to take and what is right. And, ask your angels to help you discern between, what is my head just talking to me and what is my actual intuition. And they will help you figure that out. But you gotta listen to the thoughts and the feelings that come to you, because that's often how your angels are going to speak to you, is through your thoughts and feelings, your inner wisdom, your internal guidance. So you have to listen to it. So don't just dismiss things when they come to you. And then as we head into the end of the week and over the weekend is this transformation card, which is really interesting, because wouldn't that be telling us that all of this work that you're doing, you sticking to this path, not being tempted to go backwards or to take the easy route, is when that transformation begins to take root, it begins to take hold. And towards the end of this week that you're heading into right now, you are going to begin seeing some transformation. But what this card brings with it is kind of the warning to not resist it. Don't resist the transformation, surrender to the process. You've done the work, you've asked for it, and now overall I say this week is about tapping into those gifts that you've tried, that you've worked so hard to uncover, but surrendering to the process and not getting in your own way, so to speak. This week is definitely about stepping out of your own way, learning to trust what's inside, what's in your heart, rather than what's been built up around you as you've managed through this physical existence. It's time to start breaking that stuff down and, living that heart-centered, heart-guided life. And you're doing that by not being tempted to go back because your ego is convincing you that's the easier, safer way. Taking things in moderation, taking it slow and steady wins the race, right? Acting on your inspiration, acting on your guidance, and listening to yourself, definitely listening to your intuition, asking your angels for guidance, or really even more so, they're saying not so much asking the angels or spirit for guidance so much, but asking the angels or spirit to help you understand your own guidance, your own power, your own intuition. This is about you and what you've really had all along, but, have been convinced one way or the other that it wasn't real, or you've forgotten about it. You're remembering yourself. You're remembering your power. You're remembering your gifts. You're remembering your magic. That's what the week is about. So it's not so much about asking angels to help you. It's more about asking them to help you tap into your own gifts, understand your own gifts, and figure out and learn and trust your gifts, your own guidance. You'll find that the longer you work with the angels, the less the angels are actually there. I don't mean that like they leave you or anything, but I have learned over, the last 10, going on 15 years of working with the angels, that what happens as you progress along your spiritual journey is the angels actually begin to take a step back, because this isn't about, the spiritual connection and the spiritual awakening and journey isn't about, connecting with spirit or tapping into spirit. So it does stuff for you. The journey is more about learning that it's always been in you since the beginning, that spirit's always been inside of you, and you've always had, the guidance and the ability. It's just been, the world has just kind of trained it out of you, or scared it out of you, or made you believe that it wasn't real in one way or the other. So the journey after all of that has happened is about rediscovering, that power within and who you truly are. Not for the angels to do it for you, but for you to learn that you can do just as much as when we begin that we think we need the angels for, right? But we don't need them. They just get us started and on the right path, and they start uncovering stuff. And at first on that journey, you need them there. You want them there. You want them very, very close to you. But as you go through years of working with them, you find that they're less and less of, you know, an influence, or less and less of asking them for help, and more of asking just, you know, guidance, put the signs along my path so I know that I'm on the right path, or, you know, just let me know that I'm not alone occasionally, basically. And then you're really doing the rest yourself. So that is the path we're on. This week is really, really bringing us to that, tapping into those gifts and relying on ourselves more than, you know, even though spirit is within us, we still not relying on the angels or your spirit guides, or, you know, not relying on something that's not within us. It's you. It's you. You are this particular spark with this particular purpose, you know, and it's your spark that's needed for so many things. So trust and rely on your spark, not your angel's spark. It's yours. That's what your angels are teaching you. And that's what this week is about. So as you go into the end of the week, surrender to the process, surrender to allowing it to come to you, surrender to believing, you know, what comes to you, and not doubting it as much as we tend to do at first, okay? Because life is magical. You are magical, and your angels want you to know that. They want you to tap into it, believe it, accept it, embrace it. And that brings us to the end of the reading. And thank you so much for being here and joining me today and allowing me to take this step along your journey with you. I love doing these readings. And don't forget, if you want something more personal, oh my gosh, I have an angel clarification reading that we can do, angel number or angel signs, to clarify those signs in a much more personal, you know, level. And I also have several other types of readings that we can do. And, you know, all the other stuff, blog posts, books, all of that stuff. Check it out. All working on getting that on my website anyway. But thank you so much for being here. And don't forget to, you know, go ahead and check out the end of the video. Well, I will post each of those daily reminders for going into the week. And you can either, you know, look at them all at once and just kind of remember it as you go into the week, or you could come back and, you know, watch each little reel, or you could take a screenshot and just check it out each day. But either way, these cards are meant to help you along this path, tapping into your magic and your gifts, so that you can, you know, each day just be reminded of how magical and amazing and loved you are by your angels, no matter where you are along your journey. And as always, I'm sending a ton of love and blessings to you all. So is Annie, and my little chiggy is up there like you can't see. We are all sending you love and blessings. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.